What is up, guys? Welcome to another Climbing Heads video. We got a really special one today, but before we get into the video, we just wanted to say a huge thank you for 200 subscribers. This is a huge milestone on our channel, and we are so happy to be making videos for you guys, and thank you for joining us in the journey.
In today's video, we pretend to be Olympic climbers and we participate in an Olympic-style competition.
And these Olympians are built different. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. It's pretty fun. The Olympics were awesome. We really enjoyed it, so we got hyped to make this video for you guys. Hope you like it. Thanks for 200.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in to the 2024 Olympics hosted in Paris, France.
Yes.
I'm Rod Bender.
And I'm Stephanie Watts.
And we're going to be covering the men and women's bouldering final. Stephanie, do you think you can explain the scoring system for any new spectators?
Sure, Rod. So our climbers are going to climb 4 different boulder problems today. They're going to have 5 minutes to try each problem as many times as they can. They will score 5 points for making it to the 5-point hold, 10 points for making it to the 10-point hold, or 25 for making it all the way to the top, and they will be deducted 0.1 points for every unsuccessful try.
We're going to go live now to the isolation area where our climbers are warming up for the final. Here's Emily Sechrist warming up on the spray wall. It's very crucial for our climbers to get warmed up before these final boulders. They're going to need to perform at their tip-top shape.
And here we see Anthony Forcioni, another one of our American climbers, also doing some warm-ups. Now we're really excited to see what these climbers can bring to the competition this year.
I'm so excited. It's going to be an amazing final. These are some of the hardest boulders in Olympics history, and we're in for a great show.
All right, the final is about to begin and our climbers are walking out to take the floor. The crowd is greeting them with a roaring applause.
Again, here we have 2 of our athletes representing the United States of America. Let's see what they got on boulder problem number 1.
All right, out first is Emily Sechrist representing USA. She's making her Olympic debut.
And on the men's side, we have Anthony Forcioni, who's also representing the United States of America and making his Olympic debut.
All right, boulder number 1 for the men is a very powerful boulder, a lot of slopey jugs, and a big crux move around the 10-point mark.
Both climbers are on their first attempt. Oh, and Emily has stepped off, going for her second attempt.
That's going to be 1 attempt, so minus 0.1 points. Anthony's working his way up the pinches, big moves. Oh, and he cuts feet, but he's able to stay on. Emily's working on the STEMI problem. She's using compression to stay on the wall. These aren't the greatest holds, they're very slopey.
Yes, and she's leaning in very close to the wall in order to stay up.
Oh, and Anthony goes for the 10-point hold and doesn't get it. That's a very slopey hold. Big move as well. He's going to need to try that one a couple more times to maybe get it.
Now Emily has successfully made it to the 5-point hold, and now she will be going for the 10-point hold, which is up slightly higher.
Just a few more moves to make. Can she do it?
She's looking strong. She's looking energetic.
Yeah, she's able to keep her stability, which is really important for these STEMI boulders. And there it is. She successfully made 10 points on the first route. Oh, and she goes down. Unfortunate.
That's what we like to call a barn door, when you kind of swing to the side like a barn door. Now, Rod, why is Anthony brushing the hold here?
It's important for the climbers to get as much friction off of these holds as possible. It's very common for the chalk to accumulate on the holds and become very slippery and not as frictiony. So brushing some of that excess chalk regains a lot of that friction.
Emily has used the same beta as before to advance to the 5-point hold.
Oh, and doesn't make the move, unfortunately.
She's really taking her time here, testing her feet to make sure that she's secure before moving up to the next move.
Yeah, she doesn't want to make the same mistake again. She wants to use as much of her time to get as high up as she can.
Yeah, and to not burn her energy as well.
All right, she has a good grip on that hold, using the top of it. Oh, but she barn doors again and comes off the wall.
She's unable to stick her right foot.
The route setters intended the right foot to be used to stay on the wall there. She needs to figure out how to get that right foot utilized to stay on. And Anthony slips again on the same pinch.
Wow, this one is really giving him some trouble. He's looking a bit frustrated.
Yeah, definitely flustered. Hopefully he can get past this beginning section and hopefully secure 10 points.
All right, Emily's back on the route using the same beta as before. She's got the bottom of the route down. She just needs to figure out that tricky top section.
So for anyone curious about the scoring, she is on her 4th attempt right now, but it only took her 2 attempts to get to the 10-point hold, so that's only a 0.1 deduction. If she were to top the boulder on this try, then she would have 0.3 deduction. All right, Anthony made it past that beginning section. He's looking good. Gets the heel hook in. This is looking great. But no, the heel pops, and he comes off the wall again.
Oh, that's so frustrating. Oh, but look, Emily was able to stick her right foot finally.
Yes, with the right foot on, she can now make a big move to the right. And oh no, the foot slipped as she tried to move it a little bit more to the right.
So frustrating.
Yeah, she's looking a little bummed out. The climbers are coming down to the final minute here. Anthony's chalking up and Emily's just gearing up for her last attempt. It's all coming down to this on boulder number 1. Both of our climbers are on the wall. Anthony, big move to the left. Emily's able to find the 5-point hold again. All right, here comes Anthony, getting the small crimp. He's looking like he's gonna jump for it, and he does, and he sticks the move! 10 points for Anthony there.
He has some time left to still make it to the top.
Now, big move to the right here. He's got to be careful, and he slips. Unfortunate.
Now Emily has 5 seconds left. She's just a few moves away from the top, and she doesn't make it, unfortunately.
But at least she was able to make it to that 10-point hold, and so she's going to leave boulder number 1 with a score of 9.9.
And Anthony Forcioni was also able to make it to the 10-point hold in 5 attempts, giving him a score of 9.6 heading into boulder number 2.
A strong start from the 2 American athletes. Now this is both of their first times at the Olympic Games, and they're so excited to be representing their country.
The climbers have returned to isolation, and they are warming up for boulder number 2 now. Each climber gets a 5-minute rest before their next climb. All right, here come our climbers for boulder number 2. All right, Anthony's scoping out men's boulder number 2, and Emily is route reading for women's number 2 as well.
Now Rod, for the viewers at home, what is route reading?
Route reading is just where a climber looks at holds and tries to pre-plan movements before they get on the wall. It helps save energy and helps maximize their time on the wall as well. It's never a good idea to get on the wall blind without even looking at it first.
Looks like the women also have quite an overhanging problem for boulder number 2. That's going to take a lot of upper body strength to get up there.
Luckily for Emily, she's actually very strong on overhangs. It's one of her biggest strengths in bouldering, so I think she should have no problem with this boulder.
Yes, and as we've seen, she just cruised her way up to the 5-point hold. And she's made it to the 10 as well, and this is all on her first attempt.
So far so good from Emily. She's looking like she can definitely top this boulder.
She keeps her arms very straight, which prevents her muscles from getting too fatigued.
All right, the final move here, and she does it. First try, a flash for Emily Sechrist.
The first flash we've seen today from Team USA, and Emily is beyond pumped.
Yes, it's always good to have a flash in one of your routes.
Yeah, it's great to secure that full 25 points. And this is actually Anthony's 4th attempt.
Another dynamic move there, but it looks like that hold is just not giving him a good grip.
It's a very flat and slippery hold. You really have to utilize your momentum and hit it at the perfect angle.
Anthony is going to get a brush because it seems like all of our Olympic volunteers are nowhere to be found for some reason. He'll have to brush it himself. Now, Rod, did you know that Anthony can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 10 seconds?
I have heard about that. That is amazing.
Wow, our climbers are so talented.
I'll have to ask him to show me that. There's a video on his Instagram of him doing a bat hang Rubik's Cube solve. So as Emily has sent boulder number 2, Anthony now has the floor all to himself.
Yes, she has returned back to the isolation area where she will get the remainder of her time to rest.
She gets a few extra minutes rest, which is actually really advantageous. Alright, Anthony still can't quite figure out what to do here. He's struggling a lot. He hasn't secured the 5 points yet. He does have a little bit of time left, but he has to be careful as to not use too many attempts.
Yes, and he's looking a little bit frustrated with himself now. He's really got to keep his head in the game because climbing is very much a mental sport as well as a physical sport.
So Stephanie, that appears to be a dual texture hold. Can you tell the audience at home what a dual texture hold is?
Yes, I can, Rod. So dual text stands for dual texture, and what that means is that there are 2 different textures on the hold. One of the textures is usually a little bit rough like sandpaper, which is very good for gripping, but the other side is usually very smooth plastic, and if you put your hand or your foot on that part of the hold, you're more likely to slip. So it just adds a little bit more complexity to the problem.
As you can see, I think Anthony uses his fingertips and his fingers on the rougher texture, but I think his thumbs are gripping the hold on the dual text, which makes it a little more troublesome to find that friction. You can see there he comes off. He's not able to grab that hold quite the way he wants. No positivity on the hold, very flat and downward facing. Again, another failed attempt from Anthony. Brushes the hold a little bit, but he's running out of time here. He's within the final minute of boulder number 2. This is probably going to be his last try. He has to go for it here.
Getting the momentum.
And he sticks the hold!
Wow!
Unbelievable move from Anthony as he works his way up to hold number 10. Can he make it there? With only 15 seconds left, he's running very short on time. He has to put in a lot of effort here. He needs to climb a little bit faster if he can make it. And he grabs the final hold, but he needs to match it to get the full points. Can he hold on? A lot of body tension required to get this hold. And he does it! And he tops boulder number 2 and is super stoked.
Yes, Anthony has secured 24.3 points for boulder number 2.
The crowd is loving that. That was an amazing final attempt from Anthony.
Yeah, it's always exciting when it comes right down to the wire with the time. And just look at that powerful dyno there, and he really is able to hit the dual text hold right at the right point to hang on and secure his foot to the wall.
As Anthony matches the final hold, you can see just how much tension is required. A big flag left. Not many feet options there.
Such impressive strength as well.
And with that great send, Anthony is now sitting at 33.9 points. A very solid score moving into boulder number 3.
And with that flash on boulder number 2, Emily's at a total of 34.9. Not a bad score to be going into boulder number 3.
Both of our climbers in a very comfortable spot. All right, our climbers are making their way out for boulder number 3.
Emily is super proud to be out here representing her country and performing for her family who's watching back home. Shout out to Izzy, Josie, and Robbie.
Our athletes are looking at their boulders, trying to find any sections there might be some difficulties, any hard moves they have to make. And Emily's scoping out women's boulder number 3, which is featured on the slab wall, which offers a wider array of difficulties.
Yes, the slab wall leans at a slight angle inward, and usually these types of problems require a lot more balance and coordination. They can be quite tricky.
Men's boulder number 2 consists of a coordination dyno, and unfortunately Anthony doesn't stick that difficult move.
A coordination dyno consists of a dynamic movement alongside a very meticulously placed foot or handhold. These are very, very acrobatic climbs usually, and require a lot of patience and a lot of accuracy.
And we see Emily is making her way up the slab problem.
To be very precise with her feet movements, as these holds are quite small.
All right, Anthony's looking at the route, trying to figure out the best way to stick this coordination dyno. He does have height to his advantage here, as he is a very tall climber. It's a very outstretched move, as you saw. He tried to grab it. He stretched out to his full limit.
Good thing he has that big wingspan.
Wingspan is very advantageous for climbers.
Emily's taking her time as she makes her way up the slab problem.
Anthony's gearing up for the move, and he does it. He sticks the move. Oh my goodness, a very, very, very close call there, as he was fully outstretched, but his foot managed to stay on the hold. Now he has to cut feet for this very far move to the 10 hold. Can he do it? And he does it. It's a very slopey hold, but he's able to hold on.
Yeah, but cutting feet again.
Yeah, not many feet options on this route as well, and it's looking like he's going to top out this boulder with no problem on his second attempt. An excellent attempt from Anthony. He's very excited to send that one.
Yes, and another 24.9 points secured. Not bad. Just look at that dyno. I thought he was coming off the wall at that point, but he really grabbed with those left fingers.
I did as well, Stephanie, but it looks like he found the perfect place to put his foot, and it led to a nice send.
All right, now back to Emily Sechrist, who's still attempting the slab problem. And what's this?
What is this? We have a rogue child on the boulder?
How did she get here?
Someone better get that kid out of here, right? All right, and the child is gone now, and we are back to boulder number 3.
Hopefully that didn't rattle her too much.
Climbing is a very mental sport as well as physical, so any small little thing like that could just throw off a climber's game. So hopefully she's able to regain. Alongside being an avid rock climber, Emily is also a mechanical engineer. Did you know, Stephanie, that she got her master's at UC Davis recently?
Wow, that's great to hear. It does seem like a lot of our climbers are very educationally gifted as well as physically.
And that very much comes back to the development of this sport. It has become much more mainstream in the past 20 years. Back when I was competing, we did not have the same opportunities to be able to train and compete like these athletes do today.
Alright, she's looking ahead to that 10-point hold. It's just within her grasp. She just needs to make sure that she has proper balance on her right foot before putting all of her body weight onto it.
She's looking a little hesitant, doesn't want to commit to that move yet, because if it's not quite right, her foot can pop off. But she's able to get that hold before the 10, and she gets the 10, no problem. She's looking a little bit more comfortable now, but she needs to find a good hand to move up to the final hold and to be able to top out. So if she mantles this, she's able to get the 25 points.
She's got her left foot up.
And she does it. And Emily has completed women's boulder number 3.
Yes, and she only got 0.1 deducted, so she also finishes boulder number 3 with a score of 24.9. That brings her to a total of 59.8.
Wow, both of our Americans are doing great in their finals. Here's Emily's reaction to topping boulder number 3. She's super excited.
Yeah, I just love to see how joyful the climbers are when they're able to send their routes.
Yeah, it seems like they're having fun, and that definitely helps the mental game as well. If things aren't going your way, it makes it a lot harder. The athletes are coming out for boulder number 4 as well, and it looks like this spectator has never seen an Olympian before. She looks a little bit confused.
She must know she's at the Olympics. Our climbers are looking at the final problem of today's competition, boulder number 4.
So Anthony is going to be on the slab wall now, and Emily is going to be back near that dihedral area, but not quite. It's going to be on the flatter section of the wall. She's going to have a very compression-y move on the crux to be able to get the 10-point hold. So this one's really gonna test her strength as well as her endurance, because this is the final boulder for her. Anthony coming off on that first attempt there. Not a great first attempt. He didn't get much progress on it. Slab is really not one of his strengths. It's actually something he struggles with the most.
You know, I've actually heard he's more of a lead specialist.
So when he first started climbing, lead is what he did mostly. He dabbled a little bit in the boulders, but as of lately, upon finding out he was going to be in the Paris Olympics, he began bouldering a lot more and started training harder.
And Emily has secured 5 points as she moves up toward that 10-point hold. It's a little hard to see, but the 10-point hold is that far hold on the left. It's a very big move, and it's going to require a lot of compression to stay on the wall. There's really not that many feet either, so it's a very tricky move. All right, Anthony is actually almost at the top of boulder number 4, but he's looking a little uncomfortable here. I don't think he quite trusts his feet. He's looking a little bit jittery. He has to move far to the right, and oh no, he slips and he comes off the wall. So close to being done.
Yes, slab problems can be some of the most psychologically challenging because the falls can be so scary. Emily's looking a bit discouraged as she just fell off of boulder number 4. She's taking another look at it, maybe reconsidering her beta a bit, trying to find the best way to make that big reach move.
As Anthony brushes the foothold that caused him to slip. That is a very crucial foothold in this route. You need to put all your weight on that to move to the right. So he wants to get as much friction on that as he can. It's also important for climbers to brush the feet holds as well, because sometimes the footholds can get a little bit slippery.
Yes, Rod, I seem to remember you having a scary fall off of a foothold back at the 2010 World Championships.
I did. It was a cheese grater of a slab route, and I was very afraid I was going to hit my head on the protruding holds, but I got lucky.
Now, Anthony has been climbing since 2018, and he actually started climbing just after being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Wow, that is truly inspirational. It's so amazing to see him out here performing at his best. Emily has really taken a liking to bouldering over the years, and she's really worked on strength training to be able to send harder routes. All right, Anthony's maintaining his composure as he gets to where he fell before. And Emily's gearing up for the crux move. This is the hardest move on the route, and if she's able to stick it, she will secure 10 points.
And she's adjusting her feet. She's trying to get her left foot out a little bit more to extend her reach.
She needs to switch hands. Oh, and she doesn't get the move, unfortunately. As I was going to say, she needs to switch her right hand to that upper hold so that she could use it to compress into the wall. And Anthony's able to move his way to the right, but he doesn't quite know how to mantle this route. There's really not many options for feet. He's going to have to do a really committing move to the right there with his foot. Will he get it? Yes, he does get it, and he's able to top out boulder number 4. Amazing effort from Anthony. What a great finals he has had. 3 tops and 10 points on the first boulder. Anthony's combined score is 83.6 for the final. He's going to be very happy with that outcome. To be able to top a slab must mean a lot for him, because he probably didn't go into that thinking he'd do it. All right, we come back to Emily now. She's on her final attempt of the boulder. She's within the 1-minute mark, so she's running out of time here. She needs to make something happen fast.
She has the first part of this boulder problem down, traversing to the right and then grabbing the 5-point hold with both hands. She seems to be struggling as she's making her way up higher here.
I think the problem Emily's facing is she can't quite figure out how to do the crux move, how to tackle it. It requires a very precise movement and a lot of compression.
She's at the same place she was before. She goes to the left. Oh, and she sticks the 10-point hold. Doesn't even need to swap hands to the right. She's able to hang on. Now she needs to get her foot up so she can get to that tiny crimp. The route just gets harder from here. Is she able to hold on? Time's running out for Emily. She needs to make a move quick here. Oh, and she doesn't get it, unfortunately, and that's going to do it for Emily. Very great showing from her as well. 10 points on the final boulder and 2 tops total.
She secured 9.8 points on that final boulder and is ending the competition with a combined score of 69.6.
An amazing showing from our American climbers on boulder finals. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'm Rod Bender.
And I'm Stephanie Watts. Have a good night.